Welcome to the American Legion, Arizona Boys Station, 77th session. The week that shapes a lifetime. That is our motto. I'd like to start by having the Arizona State, excuse me, the Arizona Boys State Band play a little melody. Quite a privilege here to introduce and recognize a couple of people that are here. I'd like to present to you, introduce American Legion Department Commander Manny Beltran. Please stand to be recognized. Also have in the audience our Sons of the American Legion Commander, Mike Bryant. Legion Chaplain, Steve. People in the audience that are affiliated with the American Legion, but I need to recognize an individual who is the essence of Boy State. The reason I say that is this gentleman, past director of Arizona Boy State, 52 years. This individual has embraced the Arizona Boy State program, and I'd like to recognize him right now. Larry Bejo, would you please stand and be recognized? Host, colors, please stand.
Hot dog, march. Left turn, march. Color guard, hold. Center. Center, march. Color guard, hold. Post. Colors. Present, colors. Order, colors. Center, march. Right turn, march. Forward, march.
Board 2025 Governor, Mr. Niall Lamada.
Thank you, and I will be presenting to the Speaker of the House, Joseph Robideau, and President of the Senate, Carter Wayrock. Please come around and got. And I would now like to recognize the highest judicial officer at Arizona Boy State, the Chief Justice of the Arizona Boy State Supreme Court, the Honorable Hiram Biggs. Love you, Hiram. Love you guys. May I call Chris Rhodes to present the next award? Good. I am not Chris Rhodey, but I am Cody Gaffney, and I am the legal advisor to Arizona Boy State. In that capacity, it's my job to train and oversee our judges and our lawyers and make sure that the judiciary is running smoothly. Big job, but it's a lot of fun. And it is now my honor to present our awards for Outstanding Judge and Outstanding Attorney. I will begin with the Outstanding Judge Award. So for the parents in the room at Boys State, we have 3 justices of the peace, 3 Superior Court judges, and 5 Supreme Court justices, including the Chief Justice. I'm very proud of all 11 of my outstanding judges. However, the one that will be receiving the award today really distinguished himself by presiding over his courtroom with an iron fist, let's say. Even in the craziest of cases, this judge was able to maintain order and to quickly and efficiently dispense justice. So this year's Lawrence T. Wren Memorial Award for Outstanding Judge goes to the Superior Court Judge for Compton County, the Honorable Noah Nicholson.
How was his jury, Cody?
And now for the outstanding attorney. Actually, first, I would like all of the licensed attorneys at Arizona Boys State to please stand up to be recognized. All of you who passed the bar exam, please. And those 6 attorneys who distinguished themselves by getting a perfect score on the bar exam, please stand up. I'm very proud of all of you. This is a difficult award to present because we have just so many outstanding advocates at all levels of the Boys State court system. This year's Outstanding Lawyer Award goes to a particularly enterprising young lawyer who was one of the founding members of a highly successful law firm at Arizona Boys State. I believe by last count, that law firm tried over 12 cases at all levels of the judiciary, including the Supreme Court, and only lost 1 case. So this year's Arnold S. Gracia Memorial Award for Outstanding Attorney goes to Mr. Daniel Millman. Now we'll call it Chris Drake.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll be presenting 2 awards. So I will call the first name and please come around and then I'll give my short script of the first name and we'll both take pictures together on the side. So the first award I'm here to present is for our outstanding lobbyist. In addition to our functioning legislature, we have ample opportunities for our unelected citizens to participate in the lawmaking process. This year, 1 lobbyist went above and beyond and demonstrated that they had done their research beforehand by reading and understanding a section of our handbook that allowed us to do a citizens initiative. They collected 25 signatures from 25% of everybody at Arizona Boys State to put a measure on the ballot as a suggestion for how we can improve this program in the future. So this year's outstanding lobbyist is Anesh Burra. I'll say my second award. My second award is going to be the Ruben Guerrero Award for the Outstanding County Official. There's a lot of steps to our system every year, and one of the earliest and hardest is we run 3 full actual elections at this program. It has a real ballot, requires a lot of work. This year, we've done something new where we deputize some of our delegates to help us run these elections. They ran and were elected to be county reporters and oversaw the work that we did. At the general election, we had quite a time crunch where we had to finish our election and have results ready for an assembly just a short time later. And under the guise of three individuals, our three county reporters, we had this job done in 57 minutes, which as a record, I don't think will ever be beat. So at first, I'd like to have all three of my county reporters please stand for recognition for the work they did to oversee this. This year's Ruben C. Guerrero Memorial Award for Outstanding County Official go to County Recorder Cameron Wagner.
Next, may I present Keyshawn Platnag to present the next award.
So traditionally, the Outstanding Statesman Award goes to an elected official in the Senate or the House. However, rarely does a clerk positively impact the legislative branch like we saw this year. Whether it was creating intricate spreadsheets to track bills, demonstrating to colleagues proper parliamentary procedure, or even scanning every bill, pass or fail, to keep proper record. Boyd State would not have been the same without this delegate's dedication. The Wesley Boland Memorial Award for Outstanding Statesman goes to Charlie Nellis.
Next, may I call Mr. Alec Dugan.
Good morning, everyone. I am presenting two awards today. The first one I'll present is the Outstanding Clerk, the Dick Augustin Memorial Award for Outstanding City Clerk. So the city clerks have a really, really important job throughout the entire week. There's 6 of them, 1 in each city, and they have the responsibility of making sure everyone's names end up on the ballot. Making sure they collect petitions, make sure it gets submitted correctly, correcting any errors, and overall keeping the history of each and every single city. And in this individual, in this case, Lucas Vargas. Up, the other award I want to present is the Tony Roger Upchurch Memorial Award for Outstanding Mayor. The mayors are a really key role in each of the cities, one for each every city, and they really, really bring the cities together, unifying, pushing on, and cheering on their delegates throughout the entire week. And the award for the Tony Roger Upchurch Memorial Award for Outstanding Mayor, Ramon Galaviz.
And I'll call Brock Barron.
Morning, everyone. I'm the highway patrol captain here for Boyd State, and if you're unsure what highway patrol is, I'm very certain that you will hear a lot of stories this week about the interesting tickets that your boys have received. So now the Outstanding Law Enforcement Officer Award is Gabriel Mendoza.
For the next award, may I present Andrew Spavik.
My name is Andrew Spavik. I'm the newspaper director, and so it's my esteemed privilege to give out the Outstanding Journalist Award. Now, this isn't just going to go to anyone who's been a workhorse, though we've had so many workhorses. We've had some tremendous rotating editors in chief, so I just want to shout out both Porter and Ramon, who've already been recognized or will soon to be recognized, hopefully. What I would like to do is present the Outstanding Journalist Award to somebody who took initiative and started something all his own, live streaming every event for you parents at home and live streaming for his fellow Boy Staters. So come on up here, Josh Robel.
Now may I present to you Mike Bryant.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Mike Bryant, Detachment Commander for the state of Arizona Sons of the American Legion, and I will be presenting two awards as a Arizona American Legion writer. My first award is the Hampton Murphy Epstein Award for National Security. Mr. Preston Biden, please.
What's your number?
$1,000 scholarship. And for my next award, it's the Esprit de Corps Award that is established by the Sons of the American Legion, Matthew Griffiths, quite some years ago. This is for the delegate that best got along with everyone here, blended in very well. Would Mr. Alex Chin please come forward?
Very well.
He's blending very well. All right, we'll make sure Alex.
Wake him up.
And so, thank you, everyone.
Now it's my honor to call it Alfred Keys to the next award.
I have the pleasure of presenting, I don't really need this thing. I have the pleasure of presenting two awards today. The American Legion, Arizona Boy State, and Boy States across the nation are known as the week that shapes a lifetime. And it's for good reason. The two awards that I will be presenting are the Compton Family Memorial Award for Outstanding Boy Stater and the William Craig Memorial Award for Outstanding Citizen. I'd like to begin with the Compton Family Memorial Award for Outstanding Boy Stater. This goes to an exceptional leader who exemplifies the core values of civic responsibility, dedication, and engagement through the entire Boy State process. Please join me in congratulating Jacob Contreras. While Jacob's coming to the stage, I'll speak about our William Craig Memorial Award for the Outstanding Citizen. To be an outstanding citizen, it requires exceptional dedication to your community, engagement, and a passion to personify your leadership through servant leadership. It's my honor to present the William Craig Memorial Award for Outstanding Citizen to Faoud Youssef.
I met this guy.
Now may I present to you all Chris Rhodes for the next award.
Thank you. I'm going to take a short point of personal privilege here before I read the winner of this award. This is the award for the Christopher Lapka Americanism Essay. And this is a very special award to those of us at this program. So I want to tell you briefly a little bit about Christopher Lapka was and why this award is important to us. Christopher Lapka was a delegate at Boise State in 2001 who enlisted in the Marine Corps on September 17th of 2001. He came back as a counselor while he was serving in the military. And in 2004, he was killed in Iraq. So this essay is about Americanism. And I'm going to read the essay and then give the name of the person who wrote it, and they'll come forward to be recognized. I thought the word Americanism was one of those terms people use but never really define. I thought it was broad, maybe broader than I knew. The more that I've learned, the more it's been realized by me. To me, Americanism is not so much having answers or pretending this country is perfect. It is about being willing to try. It's about getting up in the morning and telling yourself you want to be a good member of society, a good neighbor, and a good version of yourself. Because this country is comprised of people who care enough to show up. Americanism is in the details. It's when people, total strangers to one another, get together and form a Bible study based on something greater lay ahead of them. It's kids giving speeches in the form of song, comedy, and sheer authenticity. Because freedom of expression is a right, not because freedom of expression is a right, but a celebration. It's arguing civilly with someone else that views the world through a different lens and walking away having learned something you did not know when you began that conversation. I previously believed that patriotism had been blind obedience or pretending that we had it all together. It takes courage to criticize which is wrong while remaining committed to that which is right. Americanism is love of a country so great that it wants it to be even finer. It's standing on the values that brought us here today: honesty, unity, responsibility, and hope. I met people from all paths of life during Boise State, different beliefs, different struggles, different aspirations, and we were held together by one shared characteristic. We all hope to make a difference, and that is Americanism. It's not a flag waving moment in history. It's a living, breathing choice that we make daily. I still don't presume to understand everything about being an American, but this much I know. It's not about perfection. It's about being here. It's about getting past fear and doing the right thing. It's about staying together, even when we are different, because we share a promise. That is the pledge of why I'm so honored to be part of this nation and why I hold on to that ideal ahead, not only as a citizen, but as one who hopes to serve, be heard, and to stand up, not for me, but for those around me. That's Americanism to me. The winner, the author of this essay is Joseph Cruz Ramos.
Now may I present to you all the old timer, for quite a while, Mike Madison.
Try and do this without the microphone. But I'm getting old, but I still have a voice, so, but I have to, I think these are fantastic, actually. Anyway, if I wear these, no one will want to take it. So, I have two essays, but they're on me one way. I'd like to give a shout out to Seth Butcher from Fremont. That's the guessing, right? But unfortunately, there can only be one. I've heard that in the shows. All right, so this essay, a 51st state. The short line was my first impression of the week-long summer program at the University of Arizona that I would come to cherish more than I had ever expected. Hearing the description of Boy State for the first time from my counselor was intriguing, though not exactly overwhelming experience. I sat and listened as she went over the pamphlet with me and eventually agreed to represent my school at the event. But as the date drew near, I found myself dreading my departure. While I'm confident academically, my social confidence was more easily shaken, particularly in unfamiliar environments. Surrounded by some of the brightest rising seniors in Arizona, I was convinced I would be eaten alive. Still, despite my sense of impending doom, my mom convinced me to show up anyway. I got to hold myself together. Sorry. I promised I wouldn't do it too, but I didn't. She reminded me that I had been chosen to represent my school, and it was my duty to hold my head high and attend. So naturally, with my head low and my steps slow, I dragged myself in the door on the first day. Now, as the week comes to a close, I'm sure it is clear that my perspective could not be more greatly altered. I entered Boy State thinking I was leaving behind everything and everyone I knew, which in a sense was true. But I will leave with the realization that community is not about who you are, but how you connect with people around you. Silence is a choice. When I first arrived at Boy State, I was determined to stick to it. I am not the most vocal person, so I figured I would be content to listen and avoid the spotlight. My mentality was get through the week just to say I did it and go home. But as my first day bled into my second and elections began, I started to feel the weight of everything I was missing. My roommate had already introduced himself to everyone and laughed with people I had not even spoken to. The contrast was stark. I began to wonder if the passive approach was what I really wanted or just what I was used to. I sat in the city meetings debating with no one, save myself. I felt like I'd already missed my chance to participate. As our councilors announced the first round of elections, I decided that showing up and going through the motions would not be enough for me. I ran for councilman. And though I lost, as I didn't really know the people I was hoping to represent, I felt vindicated in the act of standing up and speaking out. I would no longer remain silent. I couldn't change who I was overnight, but I could stop hiding and start trying. As the days went on, I began to talk with those around me. I didn't suddenly become outgoing, but I opened myself up to those around me. I talked to a few people and made new friends. One example that stood out to me was walking up the stairs to lunch on Wednesday. I casually turned to the person walking next to me and asked them how their week was going. This simple interaction turned into a lively conversation regarding the jarring experience being thrown into the Boy State environment, This simple interaction turned into a lively conversation regarding the jarring experience being thrown into the Boy State environment had been. I realized we both felt out of our comfort zones, and my willingness to reach out had allowed both of us to feel more seen and heard. I've always had a tight-knit group of friends, but as I continued through my experience, I realized that while it's okay to have a close group of friends, closing yourself off from people means that amazing people and opportunities slip through your fingers.
While I continued to interact with new people, everyone had a different story, ambition, and perspective that added to the state and experience. All the people I met were exceptional, but no two people were the same. As I moved into the final days of the program, I felt something I hadn't expected: comfort. It was the comfort of trust that only comes with the willingness to connect with those around you, to open up, to feel and grow together. The range of personalities is what made my impression of Boys State. It's remarkable to realize the world that is opened up, that is opened up to you when you allow yourself to interact with people you wouldn't normally. We often divide ourselves into groups based on similar characteristics, which is no better demonstrated than by the party system of our cities and county. Sorry, country. There's an on. Despite the fact that Boys State also partakes in this party system, it helped me realize that we were all just people. We wanted our parties to succeed, of course, but we were able to identify people of good character from both sides, allowing for us to truly come together and work toward a common goal. Boys State put years of politics into a week. The growth and connection made by those present here is unmatched. This program allows boys to find their footing in a turbulent time. While writing this essay, I frequently wondered what would have happened if I had chosen not to attend this transformative week, or if I had let myself stick to my silence and forget to act. Theodore Roosevelt once said, "The worst thing you can do is nothing." I'm inclined to agree. Speaking out didn't solve everything. I still made mistakes, and I definitely felt unsure at times, but I realized change isn't made by waiting around. Change, whether internal or external, makes a difference, and you can move mountains. While my impact was in no way momentous, it did change things for one person. Boys State showed me that a day can change a life. A moment can make an impact, and every voice has the power to make an impact. So that essay was written by a gentleman from the city of, it's Elijah Bartra. Yeah. Probably say he probably knew it was him. But he's modest and he's sticking to his, I'm gonna be quiet. I also have one more to give out. The award I have to give out is the athletic award. And if you know, you know. The athletic award this year goes, well, so we got rained out the very first day, unfortunately, because I think it would have been different, but anyway, it probably would. But the athletic award this year goes to the city of Fremont. Come on up. We used to play basketball up at Flagstaff, but I think the volleyball turned out better. I'm being told by the camera lady to stand here. Oh, yeah. Because we got bigger. You're in the middle, Katie. Yeah. I swore I wouldn't.
You see, guys?
Yeah, all right, gentlemen, ready, 1, 2.
Additionally, I'd like to recognize one band member who went above and beyond this week. This young man demonstrated both leadership and professionalism, volunteering for multiple different social. So the award for outstanding band member goes to Braden Sabisky.
Tell his number. I call Mike Bryant to present the next award.
Thank you, everyone. We had Alex blend in so well, we changed his name. As commander, you learn to expect the unexpected. We get credit for all the good, plus I hold up my right hand and we made a mistake. For the Esprit de Corps award winner, it is Kevin. Yeah.
And did it.
Each and do it.
Each and do it.
Now it's my pleasure to call Roger Bunfuck to present the next award.
Outstanding County Award. So Board of Supervisors, the three of you, you listen on up. This was a very hotly contested race this year, and the winners, Board of Supervisors, come on up from Potter County.
Now may I call Natalie Bayhill and Jeremy Davalos, and this is one of the awards that I know all of us citizens are looking forward to.
Points for all of your participation day 1, all right? So we looked at sports participation, we looked at who was running for elections, who was winning elections, Everything that you did this week got counted.
So initially, we had about a 0.15 point spread at the beginning of the week. As the week kind of wore on, it started to trail away and it got real close again. So the final score was 1.35 points better than the next. Goes to the city of Fremont. Yeah. Okay, so clarification, and this is for capital city, so that the city that basically participated the most and did the most. What?
Congratulations for your master. Now, the next award, I would like to present you guys Alfred Keys.
So we got like 10 more. This work for this program begins tomorrow morning. So all of us here on staff love it so much that that's pretty much a baseline requirement for continuing to return. I think there are 31 of us that made this happen all in the off season. And I'd like to take a quick moment to just recognize all of them that have put in the work in us. As the Dean of Counselors, I'd be remiss not to also give a little special shout out to someone that was thrust into some responsibility, took initiative and has done a considerable amount of work almost unnoticed. Counselor staff, we get tunnel vision, making sure that herding the cats goes really, really well. And in order to archive and document that better than anyone I've seen in my time here. Camille, can you step forward for a second? Thanks, all those slideshows, pictures, videos that you saw. I don't think we've had such a compilation that's fantastically done in ages, so you have all her to thank. She got all the details that we probably would have overlooked. Now, the award that I'm presenting is for our staff member of the year. It is not one that I chose alone, and I couldn't have. I relied heavily on my staff to give me the feedback. And this staff member specifically showed consistently that they'll take initiative to get the job done. They went above and beyond in a mentorship role to our junior counselors and even some senior counselors without being asked. There are a host of compliments that I've received from pro staff from the university. And in my own observations, his interaction with staff members and the boys has been something that I personally have learned from and will continue on in my role here as Boise State Dean of Counselors. He stepped up to the plate to lead a department
with little to no direction and has taken it to a level that has crafted one of the units of Boise State that makes it really, really enjoyable. His interaction with the delegates and just staff in general has just been phenomenal. And it's with my express pleasure that I want to ask Brock Barron to come to the podium.
Wait. Rolling off script for a second. I just wanted to say, no, come here. I've been doing this since 1996. All right? Which some of your parents are probably somewhere around that time frame. Anyway, Alfred, this is his first year doing what he did this year. And I just want to say, Natalie and Jeremy, they put this thing together. And from our place up in Flagstaff to down here at the university, fantastic job. All right, good job.
Almost done. Now, may I present to you Frank Earl? Here's the next award.
I'm Frank Carroll. I'm the Deputy Program Director of Boise State. I'm actually a delegate of 2000 from New Mexico. Prior to enlistment, I was chosen by my school to go to Boise State. I'm just going to take a moment to say that I appreciate everyone in this room and the parents that trusted us with your children. I'm a combat veteran. I've met many soldiers that didn't have what these kids learned this week. And the exact point of why we belong to this program was made through the mouth of a student here that made me realize that we did a good job this year. And that was, too many citizens don't remember that they can get involved and they can make a difference. And so hopefully all of you remember to go back and always in your communities, find others and let them know we can get involved. That's what we need in our communities. Sorry for that. So good morning, everyone. Welcome. It's truly honored for me to be here this morning. We're celebrating the incredible achievements of these young leaders at Boise State. Before we announce our state winner for the Sampson Scholarship Award, I want to share a little bit about the prestigious Sampson American Legion Scholarship. This isn't just any scholarship. It's a testament to appreciation, service, and the power of giving back. In 1996, the global electronics leader Sampson made a significant gesture of gratitude. They endowed a $5 million scholarship fund to be administered by the American Legion. Why, you might ask? To honor and show appreciation for the U.S. veterans who bravely came to Korea's aid during its struggle against communist forces in the Korean War. Since the inception, the program has awarded millions of dollars in scholarships to thousands of deserving students across the nation. It's a scholarship unique in its eligibility. Applicants must be high school juniors attending either American Legion Boys State or American Legion Auxiliary Girls State, and they must be a direct descendant of a U.S. wartime veteran. This truly connects generations of service and leadership. The recipients of this scholarship are chosen not just for their academic excellence, but also for their strong involvement in school activities and community service. The applicants must submit several written essays, which are graded by a panel of judges. And I'll insert there to say that it's not an easy task for us to pick this winner. This scholarship's about recognizing well-rounded individuals who embody the spirit of Boise State and the legacy of our veterans. Each year, a select group of national scholars receive $10,000 awards with national runners-up receiving $5,000, and state finalists like the one we're about to recognize guaranteed a $1,250 scholarship. And now, for the moment we've all been waiting for, this year's Arizona Boys State Samson Scholarship winner for our state has truly distinguished himself. This young man exemplifies the dedication, leadership, and commitment to community that this scholarship represents. It is my distinct pleasure to announce that the winner of the Boys State Samson Scholarship from the city of O'Neill is Jonathan Korn. All that you achieved.
Now, I will have Steve Dwyer come up and present next and lead last.
You have some outstanding citizens in this hall today. There's been a lot of awards presented, well deserved, Victoria. But there's one award here that exemplifies this 1 week of study and engagement with your fellow students and citizens. And it's called the Boys Nation Award. I want to talk to you a little bit about that. As the program director of Arizona Boys State, it is my honor to present one of the most prestigious awards, the Boys Nation Award. Each Boys State across the country selects 2 outstanding students for an all-expense trip, paid trip to Washington DC to attend the Boys Nation program. At Boys Nation, students will have the opportunity to meet with national political leaders, experience the nation's capital, and work on federal legislation as member of the American Legion Boys Nation Senate. At Arizona Boys State, the selection process for Boys Nation involves a combination of input from city councilors, administrative staff, and Boys Staters themselves. This year's selection was especially difficult given the large number of qualified and enthusiastic students, any of whom would make Arizona proud. Ultimately, however, only 2 students and 2 alternates could be selected. I will begin by announcing the alternates to Boys Nation. When I call your name, please come up and receive your certificate of achievement. Second alternate to Boys Nation, Kevin Chen. Boys Nation. Lawrence, Diana, Duncan. Now, the moment you've been waiting for. Now I'm pleased to announce our 2 Boys Nation senators and the Department of Arizona, Arizona Boys State. The Dan picked up In the process of closing the ceremony, still going to be MIA, would you please remove it from the empty chair? Honor guard, flags.
There, go.
Mark time. March. Left turn. March. Oh, God. Oh. Center. March. Oh, God. Oh. Raise that. Go. Order. Go. Retire. Go. Center. March. Right turn. March. Forward. March.
We'll now have the benediction. You remain standing. No hiccup.
Hello, everyone. First of all, I just want to say this has been an amazing program. So can we give another round of applause for? We've learned a lot here this week, a lot. But if there's one thing I want you all to take away from this, it's not how government works. It's not how to be a better leader, but it's how to be humble. Everyone here in this room is an overachiever, myself included. You have to be to make it here. Trust me, it's in the interview process. But I just want you to know, you cannot save yourself. No matter how hard you work, you always feel like there's more you can do. No matter how hard you try to assert yourself, you always feel like you haven't done enough. I would know, because I wasted so much time trying to prove myself. You cannot save yourself. That's the beauty of it. You cannot save yourself, so stop feeling like you have to. Pressure isn't on you. God saw us in our brokenness, and in his great love, he sent his son to die for us. He made a way for us by offering us a gift. Instead of working for our salvation, we are free to accept this gift by accepting Jesus Christ as our Lord and Savior. You cannot earn this gift, so stop trying to. It's a gift. It's free. This world lacks security, but in Christ, you finally don't have to worry about what tomorrow brings. You don't have to worry about how your performance will be. God will love you no matter how much you mess up. And so I'd like to hop over to 1 Timothy 4:12, where it says, "Let no one despise you for your youth, but set the believers an example in speech, in conduct, in love, in faith, in purity." This world is looking at us right now. We are the next generation. And as of now, it's our turn to carry the torch. The torch is being passed to us. And right now, everyone's eyes is on us to see what we're going to do. So let's set an example and let's show the world how to be mature and how to love one another above all else. So for everyone who's driving home, I wish you safe travels and just God bless you all. Thank you.
Thanks, Dan. I think we're gonna have a few words from the American Legion Department Commander, Manny Beltran.
I just want to thank you guys. My name is Manny Beltran. I am the state commander for the American Legion. I bring you greetings, but also want to thank you for participating in one of our greatest programs. I thank you guys. The thing is in life, there will be curveballs. We know that. Just don't let nothing stop you. Go around it, go over it, go through it if you have to. Follow your dreams. You guys are outstanding. I want to thank the staff, the director, Steve Aguirre, and all the volunteers for what you did. I thank the parents, grandparents. Our children are our best investment for the best return. Thank you guys so much. Take this wealth of knowledge and experience with you. It'll last a lifetime. Safe travels.
Beltran. Now, before I dismiss you, couple of little announcements. Students are going to return to the dorm. Parents are advised to park in the parking lot behind the dorm. You can make the transfer of all the stuff that they brought to Boy State. And I think that's about it. You have anything else, Natalie, Jeremy? Good?
Preferably, we have been having a little bit of elevator issues, so if you can, have your delegate go upstairs and get their bags and bring them down. We're just trying to limit the amount of up down so we don't totally wreck their elevators on departure.
All right.
Thank you, gentlemen, for your participation.